Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC and that's the time travelling toy collector. And today we are looking at season 26 of the classic era of Doctor Who in terms of this marvellous piece of physical media. So this is the Doctor Who, the collection. This is arguably the ultimate archive version of classic Who. Charting all the way from 1963 right through to 1989 being when this series was released, and it's pulled together in this fantastically loving wonderful tribute to the series. And to be honest, I think it's one of the best things that the BBC have ever had a hand in around Doctor Who. It really is a high quality piece of work. Now, this is not a review of the series itself. This is a review of, as mentioned, the physical media. But I do that because, to be perfectly honest with you, I think the attention to detail on this particular bit of physical media is stunning. It's been going for a few years now. We're over halfway through in terms of the physical releases. There's still some notable gaps. As of recording in May 2025, we still do not have a release for the second Doctor's era at all. I do appreciate that they're working on animations to fill in some of the gaps where there are lost episodes, so I appreciate that there's that element and they want to give us the most complete versions that they can, but it is a noticeable gap. But as I say, we are over halfway through this collection, and indeed at the time of recording there is no further announcement on upcoming Doctor Who the collection releases, so maybe the second Doctor will be the next release. I say sixth because in my head season 6 is one of the most logical ones to do, and that is a second Doctor season. It's the last one before the seventh season, obviously, when the third Doctor takes over. There's just too many numbers in this for it to be healthy. So one last number, season 26, one more last number, seventh Doctor, as played by Sylvester McCoy, and this is his swan song season, sort of. As we all know, he carried on up until the McGann movie, but this was the last full TV season of the seventh Doctor. And again, I've left for now the sort of slipcase on there, just for protection purposes, really. You can see all the sort of important indication of stuff here. I was a bit worried about this moderate sex references because I wasn't really aware of any moderate sex references in Doctor Who in the 1989. But hey ho, I'll have to rewatch it and try and find them. But yeah, this is the slipcase. Again, I'll just show you for the sake of argument, even though it was one of Doctor Who had entered a sort of short season mode by this point. So there was only, whilst there was about, I think, 12 or 14 episodes, there was only 4 stories to be captured here. So again, from a shelf perspective, from a collector's shelf perspective, this is really nice because it does save you an awful lot of space. The 4 DVDs probably comes to about here. So this, you can see, is already a space saver. It's more effective on some of the longer seasons, but it still works for here. And here we have the reverse of the slipcase. And I think the slipcase is a really nice idea. I know some people probably dispose of them straight away, and I get that. But I like it because it does protect around the edges. This is a limited edition box set, and it's quite deluxe, I have to say. And I know certainly some people have concerns about what is referred to as double dipping, i.e. buying another set of Blu-rays. They're not. These are they're not identical to the sort of DVD releases, but I can appreciate why some people would say, why am I buying it again just to have a tidy, lovely box set? But actually, there is always brand new material, and there you can see it there on the screen now, listed out, which is worth its weight in gold, to be honest. It's worth its weight in gold. And yes, you can stream some of this online, but you can't stream the bonus features, you know. And it does, of course, come with all the original special features that were on the DVD. So you don't lose anything, you only gain. I do appreciate, though, if you're not really interested in all of that and you just want the stories, then there is very little point in purchasing this set. But if perhaps you don't have all of those, and this is your way of getting into classic Doctor Who, maybe the new series has invigorated your interest and love for classic Who, then these are, I would say, the definitive way to go. Let's get this off so we can actually appreciate the uninterrupted artwork. And as it tends to be the case, we have the Doctor in situ, taking centre stage, with the foes to be faced forming the lower part of the artwork. And here we can see the Master, Morgana, Hemovores, Light, the Destroyer, I think that's Mordred. Did I get them all? So that's really nice. I think it's really nice. And on the back we have what is tradition really, is a picture of the TARDIS, and again, lovely artwork there of the TARDIS in action, which takes us to the next main event, which is the interior. Now, we'll deal with the left-hand side shortly, but focusing on the discs first. Again, I don't think they're all going to be the right way up, unfortunately. It just occurred to me that I didn't double-check that beforehand. What a fool. But what's nice with these is you usually get 2 discs per story. Not always, but you usually get 2 discs per story. And they have individual stickers, which I think is, again, a lovely... There you go, I knew there'd be one. A lovely, nice touch with the individual stickers, because... and then they've got poor TARDIS on the special edition, special bonus features disc, upside down. Tegan's flown it there. Yeah, it really, I think, to me, it just adds to the quality of the overall set, that it's not just homogenous stickers saying Doctor Who season 26 or whatever. I think it's really nice that they've bothered to do an individual sticker for each disc. It also shows a degree of confidence in the sales, because that's, you know, you'd want to do that en masse to make it cost effective. So you're going to want to be sure you're going to be selling a lot of them. So I really hope that they did. This side is always beautiful, and always one of the first things I love when I get the new set, because you never quite know what you're going to find. And invariably, it's a nice illustration of the Doctor, sometimes with his companions, sometimes not. Here we can see the Hemovores rising. This is from the Curse of Fenric. And what's lovely is the TARDIS usually forms the opening point. So where the doors meet usually is where you can open this up to reveal another piece of artwork. And here we have the Doctor fighting the Master, and Ace looking on with some lovely volcanic activity. So that's, again, beautiful, lovely design, and that's replicated on the booklet. We'll look at the booklet in a second. And here we have, as is always the case, the TARDIS control room with the console as it appeared in the 7th Doctor's era. This is nice they've done it like this, because it's a little bit disingenuous, because the set for the Doctor's TARDIS in this season, I believe, had been dismantled or had fallen apart or something, some such. So you only get, I think there's only one interior shot during the opening story of the TARDIS, and it was a knocked up couple of walls around the side of the existing console, just to make sure they could do an interior shot of the TARDIS. So there's a fun fact for you if you didn't know it, and if you're watching this you probably did know it, or you probably know it more accurately than I do. Typical. So here's the booklet. Again, I'm not going to take you through every single page of it. Nice publicity shot of Sylvester on the back, again with more artwork. I'm just going to zip through just so you get a sense of the amount of detail that you get in these booklets. And I think one of the notes you get, obviously you get all the listings for what's going to be on the I was going to say CDs, on the Blu-rays, but you get so much more background information, story development information, concept art, pictures. Bessie, still want a Bessie toy, character options if you're listening. So again, for a lot of fans, this might be stuff you've read elsewhere or you've already heard and seen. But for new fans who may be experiencing Classic Who for the first time, this is going to be really, really, really interesting for you. So I do hope that if it is of interest to you, you've managed to pick it up and capture it. It's, again, I know I sound like a broken record. I always sound like a broken record. But I really think that the love, attention and craftsmanship that go into the production of these is truly phenomenal. And for that reason alone, I do think they're worth the money. I mentioned the cost only because I'd be remiss not to. they're not cheap. Again, at the point of recording this, the price has gone up exponentially over time. I think they're now retailing at somewhere between £50 and £60 for the box, which is a lot of money. The way I look at it is the old DVDs, individually packed DVDs, where it's a basic vanilla edition, or with very minimal special features, retailed at around £9.99 a tenner, and I'm going back a long time, actually, just working it out. I'm probably going back about 20 years. So an individual release was about that for Doctor Who classic series. There's 4 of them in here, so that would be £40, and that's in old money, if you look at it that way. So you'd have been spending £40 just to get individual releases back in the day. Now you get that plus the extensive special features that have been recorded specially for this release, plus you get the high quality packaging, which I don't think should be underestimated. Some people just go, yeah, I'm only here for the series, I don't care about the art, so what? I think it's a beautiful piece of physical media, and anyone who follows my channel will know that I'm quite a fan of high quality physical media. And if you're a fan of high quality physical media, please drop a like to this video, and that way that's something I'll know we share. And whilst you're liking it, while I'm thinking about it, why not drop a absolutely free, as the day is long, subscription to the channel. All it will do is stroke my ridiculous ego, but also it really helps me get to my next subscriber milestone, which when you're a small YouTube channel like me, that's really, really helpful. But if you don't want to do that, that's absolutely fine. It's no problem. I'm just glad you spent the last 12 or so minutes with me. But again, just to come back to that, I think it is a considered purchase. I do appreciate how, you know, 50 quid, 60 quid even, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I think that, again, is another reason that releases may have slowed down. We were seeing, I think, around 3 a year, maybe 4 a year once, but I think mainly 3 a year. It's verging now on 2 a year, if we're lucky. So I am expecting another announcement, hopefully quite soon. But I do think part of the reason they've slowed that down is not only because of the need to, you know, secure the special features with some possibly hard to get hold of cast and crew, but because they are aware that it's a price point. It's a price point that some people may need to save up for. And the thing with these is they go fast, or they certainly were going fast. So again, if people couldn't afford it, there may have been a slowdown in sales, and again, BBC Marketing or whoever may have gone, let's just do 2 a year, and that gives people plenty of time to save up across the year to get what they want, which, you know, is kind of responsible in its own way. I know it's a business, so they've got to make money, but I think I think they're kind of sensible, because at least it optimizes the sales. What do you think? Are you a collector of this range? I'm a fan of it. I'm a big fan of it, and I think once I've got all 26 of the original seasons, I'm looking forward to starting from scratch and maybe dragging somebody in, making them, someone who's never watched it before, and making them live the ordeal with me. I think that could be quite fun for me, not so much for them. Yeah, so that's something I'm looking forward to. And as I say, we are over halfway now, but fingers crossed we'll soon get some second Doctor, and indeed some others. If you're watching this way in the future of May 2025, it may well be that we've now got second Doctor. And if you're watching these in order, because I'm trying to save them all in order on the playlist, then you might have already seen all the second Doctor box sets and going, what's he talking about? There's a nutter. But that's the beauty of being a time-travelling toy collector, is that things aren't always linear. They can be a bit, apologies, timey-wimey. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking with me. You've been a wonderful audience. I've been the Triple TC, that is the time-travelling toy collector. I very much hope I will see you again in a future, or indeed in a past video. And it just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy, or toy franchise adjacent thing forever. Bye for now.